Good afternoon. So, in this week's little mini series, we're going to be thinking about ways to prioritise self-care when life is so demanding. And I think this one feels real. I mean, this one's been so relevant, right, over the last year, but this one's always relevant because regardless of what's going on in the world, as parents, it is very easy to be so busy looking after everybody else that we're not looking after ourselves. And this is particularly true of women, but of course extends to everybody, right? And everybody needs to be making sure that their self-care is on point and where it needs to be. So, I suppose my first point for this series is to make self-care a priority. And I think the challenge that most people have with self-care is that it feels indulgent and it feels like there is always something else more important to be doing than to be looking after yourself. And that's a really easy trap to fall into, right? I mean, that's an easy trap to fall into, and something which most of us, I think, are at, what's the word I'm looking for, at risk of doing. But the reality is that the reality is that it's just a bit like charging your batteries, right? If your energy levels are low, if you're not looking after yourself and you're not prioritizing yourself, you're running on empty. And just taking that little bit of time out will make a huge difference to how you approach everything else. Like literally, it's like just being able to step out, even if your idea of self-care is going out and walking for half an hour around the park or, around your local area. If you're feeling like you're getting stressed in the house, like the kids are driving you crazy, husband, wife, whatever, driving you crazy, you need to step out for a bit, give yourself some time out, like literally give yourself time out, and then come back, and then you view the situation, you handle the situation completely differently because you've had a chance to kind of rebalance. And so prioritizing self-care means putting it in the diary, like literally putting it in the diary as a non-negotiable. And you can do that however you want to do that. You can do that in terms of whatever time of the day you want. You can do that in terms of how long you take to do it, and you can do that in terms of whatever it is that makes you happy, because it makes no difference. Like, your idea of self-care isn't going to be the same as my idea of self-care. Okay, so my idea of self-care is this, and I've got to admit, over January and February I was a bit slack, but only slack from the point of view that I was just out of routine. Now the kids have gone back to school, and I was doing this before, but I don't know, I go funny January and February. It's dark, I hibernate. Now the kids are back to school, so we cycle to school every day, which is great exercise. But regardless of that, I come back, and then from 9 to 9:30, I don't look at my computer, I don't look at my phone, I don't do anything that tempts me into work. My working day doesn't start until I've done half an hour of yoga every day. That's my self-care. It looks after my body and it looks after my mind. And that is an absolute non-negotiable for me. If for whatever reason it doesn't happen on one day, I'll make up for it for a day over the weekend. That doesn't bother me in the least. And it's non-negotiable, right? So I know that whatever happens, I'm not going to get swept away with the day. I'm not going to get swept away with the school run and looking after the children and doing whatever it is I need to do. That is done before anything else happens. So what can you do whereby you are doing something just for you to rebalance your mind and rebalance your body? When you've decided what it is you need to do and however frequently you need to do it, put it in the diary. It is a non-negotiable. Looking after yourself is a non-negotiable. All right. So that's your task for the day, is to work that out, put it in your diary, and I'll be back tomorrow for part 2. Okay. Have a great day.